Hi YouTube, it's Mike again. I've done a number of videos from my kayak, and I have a couple of GoPro cameras, kind of the standard little GoPro, and then obviously everybody knows that you get all kinds of different mounts with it. I typically end up with, I have a ram mounts on my kayak, if you're familiar with ram mounts. They use a little ball and socket method that allows you to tilt the camera anyway. And then I got this special one. This is a GoPro mount, and it's got a threaded female insert in it, which is the standard one for any actual camera tripods. So this is kind of an all-inclusive little and then obviously the different fittings and screw fit onto that. But today I'm doing something different. I'm pretty well set up for all the mounts on the kayak and everything, but I wanted to get something handheld, and I've seen a couple of these extendable, I think what they call is monopods, single-legged tripod. And so I looked at a couple of those, and they're pretty pricey. I saw one that I think is the GoPro Reach, and it's like over $50, and I couldn't understand what that was. So I went out investigating, seeing what else might be available. The idea to have an extendable one is so when I'm in the kayak, I can stretch it out in the camera, and I can take photos of myself and my dog. This is this is my dog Diesel. He sails with me. He's sleeping right now though. So I wanted something like that, and also to be able to get different extended shots of different things, kind of, different applications. So what I did is I went looking, and I found this at a Target store. It's a Targus TG MP7010. Pretty high-tech name for a little thing. It's actually got these clamp mechanisms, and the different extensions come out, and this thing is actually 5 feet long when it's all extended, or you can extend as much as you want and clamp those legs shut. The way that this was originally designed to work is this end here. See, this is a tripod that would be a monopod, so you'd set it down on the ground and have your camera here, typically a 35mm camera, but also it would allow you to screw in this fitting right here, and then accept the standard GoPro mounts that fit onto that. However, you can kind of see the way this is tapered, so I tried to redesign it a little bit. And what I did is I figured that this would be a good area for a handle, and the GoPro camera is so light that I'd use this smaller end. So what I did, this end actually had this rubber cap was on it like that, and it had a little threaded insert. It's kind of a pointed thing that if you're sitting it down, you could drill that or turn the screw, and that little point would come down so you could set it into the ground or something like that. So what I did is there was a couple indentations there, and I had to drill those out. And once I pulled the cap off, obviously, and I drilled those out, and what I did was I was able to pull out this plastic plug that was in there, and inside that plug was the old thread that was used for that pointy thing to stick down in the ground. Okay, so this thread size here, it looks like about 5/16 18, and the standard thread for camera mounts is 1/4 20. So obviously this wouldn't work. So I took this thing out. I took the pointed thing out, threw it away, and I realized that this would be an important integral part. So what I did next is I tried to find a screw that was the right size. This is a 1/4 20 size fastener, so I wanted to make sure that I could screw anything onto the 1/4 20 like a standard camera mount. So what I did is, I went ahead and threaded this into there, and it's a pretty tight fit, and it's actually, since this is plastic, it's kind of cross-threading into the plastic. which makes it hard to put in, but on the other side it will be difficult to come out. So I'm screwing this in. This screw happened to be a kind of a special little fastener that takes a special little screwing tool, if that's the right word. Okay, so I got it in there. So that's what I did. So this is a cap screw, a 1/4 cap screw sticking in, and it's got that little thing sticking out. So the idea now is for me to take this and replace it into the mount where it fit up here. Got to line up the slots. And I'm actually going to have to get a pair of pliers and kind of push that in because it's really a tight fit. If we get back to this special camera GoPro mount, now that screws onto the new threaded fastener. Okay, so I've finally got it put together. I've got this new little fitting on there, the new threaded insert, the 1/4 insert has gone up in there to hold it on. Very sturdy. You can kind of see how that looks. And then you can take the camera. Obviously there's a couple other different adapters depending upon if you want to swivel it different ways. You can put those on. But since this is on a pole and you can kind of turn it any way you want, you really don't need much of anything other than just that one little tripod mount. And you put the thumb screw in. And I use a screwdriver to tighten it up. And there you go. So it's on there, nice and sturdy. This thing's about 24 inches long when it's fully enclosed. When it's opened, camera view doesn't allow it, but you can kind of see, you can kind of tilt this up. I could take a picture of my camera that I'm filming this with. So this is going out, this is a 5-foot long pole now, or you can obviously close it down to whatever you want. And it's nice because it's got these clamping mechanisms on here. So that's it. It's a pretty neat little project. Took about an hour. The only cost was, I think, 47 cents for that stainless steel bolt that I used to put in there. Well, also there was another 23 cents for the sheet metal screw to hold that plug in place. But that's it. Nice little project, and certainly it's better than paying over $50. 17 bucks and about an hour's worth of time. Looks like it works pretty good. Okay, GoPro. Hi again. Well, I am adding another little clip in here to kind of show my first trial run of the GoPro on a stick is what I'm calling it. So it's pretty cool. So I got a chance to go up to San Francisco to one of the America's Cup Challenger races the other day, and I was out on the pier, the America's Cup Village Pier, during the finishing of the New Zealand boat, and I was out there with probably 300 to 400 people, and there's a viewing area right at the finish line as the boat's coming in, and probably half those people all had cameras trying to hold them up. There's probably about 6 or 7 people deep, all crowded around trying to see the boat. And so half of the people are probably taking pictures of the back of the head of the person in front of them. But anyway, it was cool because I had probably maybe 5 people in front of me, and I went ahead and raised up the GoPro and got some great footage of the boat as it came through the finish line and then came in front. So anyway, take a look at that, and like I said, this whole thing has created kind of some new possibilities, especially in crowded areas. So anyway, enjoy. See you later.
Fans here in San Francisco, well, they put the finish line right off America's Cup Park. You can see how close it is. It's about 2 minutes.
idea. It was a perfect idea.
Yeah, it works good. It goes up about 12 foot.
Yeah.